Only 2 people there. Forensic scientists would eventually find a clue in some scraped.
Connector creates opportunities for people with disabilities by providing information, resources, and programming geared towards greater inclusion and quality of life. On Service Mondays, we highlight a local organization or initiative. On November 6th, it's Mashup Labs, and November 27th, it's Wavefront Community Center. Every third Monday is our Perspective series, where you'll hear from guest speakers on varying topics. Join us on November 20th to tune into a discussion about navigating winter sports with a disability. Wednesdays are Chair Yoga with Bobby Seale-Kavitsky. Thursdays are Adaptive Fitness with Ocean Rehab and Fitness. Fridays are Contemporary Improv Dance classes with Janice Lawrence. Every third Friday is a growable presentation by the Disabled Independent Gardening Association. This month, we're learning about anti-inflammatory foods with Renee Chan. We have a new program starting this December, Creative Writing. Classes will be online Tuesdays at 4 p.m. PT. Join us for a Connector holiday party at the Brown House Community Arts and Recreation Center on December 6th. Visit the events calendar on Connector's website, connector.org, for more information and to register for events, or find us on Facebook.
Great, thank you. All right, hi everyone, it's Julie from Ocean Rehab and Fitness. Thanks for joining me today. For today's class, all you will need for equipment is a dowel or broomstick or something else to have your hands evenly spaced apart. If you don't have that, even a towel or your physio band will do. And then I will probably just use one hand weight for most of class today, but if you have a set of them available, we may do both hand weights at the same time. So if you can have those, if you don't have a hand weight and you have water bottles or soup cans or something else you want to use for a bit of resistance, that's fine as well. And your water, that's about all you need. After class, I'll be staying as I usually do if anybody wants to ask questions or chat for a few minutes. So if there's anything that comes up during class, you can certainly do that. And then something I haven't said before, but I am going to do a cardio or a heart rate raising activity after we get warm up done. And if you like putting on music to help keep you motivated during that section, you're more than welcome to do that, as long as you're muted so that you're the only one enjoying it. So from there, we will get started. We'll start by focusing on our breathing as we usually do at the beginning of class. So you might want to close your eyes for this portion if you like that for a bit of focus. So first, just focusing on taking nice even breaths in and out. We'll do a few like that and then start to bring our focus to different parts of your body. Good. So our first focus point is stretching up the crown of your head a little closer to the ceiling every time you take a breath in, and then releasing with a breath out. So getting a little bit taller in your seat every time you take a breath in, releasing with a nice even breath out. A few more like that. And last one. And then we're changing our focus to the rise and fall of our chest. So maybe you notice and kind of accentuate that rise of your chest on the breath in and then fall on the breath out. So expanding through your chest, feeling your rib cage expand, and then release, full breath out. Good, if you like that. We'll do one more. And then we're going to take our focus down to our belly and our core muscles. So breath in, filling up your belly like a balloon. Breath out, belly button towards your backbone, squeezing out all the air. Breath in to fill up. Breath out to release. So those core muscles activating to pull all the air out, belly button to backbone. We'll do a few more like that. And we'll do one more. Good, adding in a little bit of movement now. We'll start at our neck and just give me a side to side ear tip towards one shoulder and then back to center towards the other. If you feel like your neck is extra tight today and you want to spend a little bit of more time on one side, releasing, feel free. Good, last one each way here. And then we'll look down towards our lap, up towards the ceiling. And a big nod. We'll do that a few times as well. Nice and slow. Let's do that 2 more times through. And last one. Good, and then we'll just do a few shoulder checks over one shoulder, back to center, over the other. If you want to and are comfortable with a little bit of rotation, maybe you are rotating to look over that shoulder as well. So giving yourself a little bit more movement through the spine. Good, last 2. And last 1. All right, and then we'll take shoulders up by your ears and then pressing them way down your back. So thinking about more the backwards movement than forwards for those shoulders. So they come up and then roll back and down. Bring them up, roll them back and down. So tracking those shoulder blades down your back where we will use them for class today. Last 2. And last 1. Good. Let's add some arms into that one as well. So you'll still do a little bit of that upward shoulder shrug, but more working on the back now. Yeah, we'll do 2 more here. And last 1. All right, taking your hands, getting ready for some press-aways to the front. If you have an open palm, maybe you're getting a little bit of stretch through your inner forearm as well on extension. Good, and then if you like that little addition of a hinge, if that's good for you today, you might hinge forward just slightly. More core warm up here. Good, we'll do 2 more. And last one. All right, taking that same move now overhead. Let's do one hand at a time. So an active press, like you have something that you're pressing up overhead. And then maybe we'll add just a slight bit of upward tilt to get that little extra reach. So maybe a little bit of a stretch through your lats and obliques as you reach up. Last 2. And last one here. All right. And then we'll do the same thing to the side. So pressing one side, the other side. Great, keep going there. We're almost done warm up. And then if you want a little bit of side flexion, if that's feeling appropriate today. I didn't mention at the beginning of class, but if you use a chest strap on your chair to help stabilize, there will be some overhead exercises today, as well as some options to hinge throughout class. So that might be something you want to consider if that's helps to stabilize you for overhead exercises, especially. Last one each way. Great. All right. So we're going to ease our way into some heart rate raising activity with some paddling exercises today. So I have my dowel here. Perhaps you have a dowel or some other stick basically that will help to space your hands apart. We're actually going to finish warm up with this before we get into the official paddling. So give me a forward roll. Get paddle going forward or dowel going forward. We'll focus just on arms and shoulders to start, and then we'll add some hinging here shortly. So give me one more in that direction, and then we're going to change to the opposite direction. Yeah, we'll do 3, 2, and 1. Excellent. We'll go to the forward roll again with an option of a hinge. If you like to hinge with a pillow or something else on your lap for a little bit of extra support, that is something you can use as well. So forward roll with an optional hinge. When we did warm up, that exercise, breathing exercise of belly button towards backbone comes into play here as well. Getting those core muscles activated to help with this hinge. Last one here, and then back the opposite direction, optional hinge here as well. Good, we'll do 2 more. And last one. Excellent. All right, time to begin some paddling. So just give me a nice even side to side kayak paddle to begin. I'm not going to set the timer today. We're just going to be changing up our tempo and direction of paddling for the next little while. So of course, working at your own pace. This is our first bit after our warm-up of more cardio-based activity. So if you need to slow this pace down a little bit, get a bit warmer before you pick up the pace, go right ahead. If you're ready to dive right in, then pick up the pace now. Great. So for now, shoulders are facing forward. Core muscles are helping to keep us forward facing through our torso as those arms paddle side to side. Good. We'll do just a little bit more of this and then we'll change it up a bit. Let's do 3, 2, and 1. Good. We're going to change it up to 3 paddle strokes per side. So you're going to dip down, 3, 2, 1. Other side, 3, 2, 1. Still keeping the shoulders more or less facing forward for now. We'll have some rotational options coming up shortly. Great, keep going. Good, 2 more times through. 3 on one, 3 on the other. And again, 3 on one, 3 on the other. Good, go back just to a nice even side to side paddle. And let's change it up a little bit again. All right, so we are going to do a pattern of 4 quick paddles. Depending on your chair, you may need to do a little bit wider paddles than what I'm demoing, but we will do some quick paddles nice and close to your knees for 4. So it'll look like this: 1, 2, 3, 4. And then we'll do 2 big sweeping paddles off to the side. So it doesn't have to be very close to your knees if that's not possible. Sweeping paddles off to the side. I don't think I can count to 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1 sweeping paddle on each side. 1, 2, 3, 4. sweeping paddle. 4 closed paddles, 2 sweeping paddles up to each side, or 1 to each side. Yeah, 4 closed paddles. Sweeping paddle on each side. Yeah, keep going. We'll do this one 2 more times through. And last time. And just go back to a nice relaxed side to side paddle. All right, I'm going to grab a quick drink of water. If you need one as well, go ahead. And then we will keep going in this sequence, adding a little bit more hinging as we go. When you're done, come on back just to a nice relaxed paddle, or if you are looking for more cardio today, perhaps you're moving a little bit quicker through the paddle. Good. All right. So we're going to stay with quick paddles a little bit closer to your body. And then our big paddles are going to change in how they reach. So our first one will look like this. We're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, and then we're going to hinge and reach forward in each direction. So 4 upright paddles close to your knees. Hinging is always optional. As we add those to the front, you can stay upright if that is best for you today. Yeah, of course, moving at your own pace. So if you would like to move faster or slower than me, go right ahead. So 4 close paddles, 2 sweeping paddles out front with an optional hinge. Yeah, keep going here, a few more. Let's do 2 more. And last time. Good. All right. From here, keep paddling if you like. If you need a little break to make sure the shoulders are back and down, resting your shoulder muscles a little bit, go ahead and take that whenever you like. Our next one is going to be the same 4 quick paddles close to your knees. And this time it will be a reach behind with a possible rotation. So 4 quick paddles, pressing back. Slow it down as much as you need to make sure that you are protected for that rotation if you are adding that in. Good. So 4 quick paddles, those 2 reaches behind. Two more times. And last one. Yeah, nice even paddle to the front. I just have a little bit more of this for you. We are almost done our paddling for today. So we are going back to that same pattern, the 4 quick paddles. So we'll do that. 4, 3, 2, 1. This next one, if is good for you, is off to the side. So we're doing a little side flexion for your reach. Back to center. It can be a movement that is all upright if that's best for you. Or side flex and reach. Got a few more. Let's do it 3 times through. Last 2. And last one coming up here. Good. All right, shake out those shoulders if you need a little rest before we come into our last portion, which is just a little bit of intervals of kayaking. So it will only be maybe 2 minutes max of this. So go back to your nice even kayak paddle. I will let you decide, of course, how big those arms are moving and how fast you're moving right now. We're going to change the tempo in a moment. Good. So if you are ready to pick up the tempo to a sustainable, slightly faster pace. Good. And then back down to our slightly more relaxed pace. Good. Again, pick up the tempo. Second last time. And bring it back down again, more relaxed pace. And last time, we're going to pick up the tempo one more time. And then maybe even faster, last few moments of sprint. Maybe you're slightly hinged forward for this, shoulders away from your ears, as if you can get a little more power through every stroke. We'll do 4, 3, 2, and last 1. Good. All right. Let's stretch it out just a little bit or do a little bit of release before we set down the dowel. So maybe you're reaching up overhead nice and slow and releasing it back down. Starting to regulate your breathing a bit. Shoulders are low. Maybe a little stretch through your lats and rear shoulder muscles as you reach up. Good. We'll keep that dowel low and just pull side to side a little bit, maybe with an extended arm, getting a little bit of a bicep stretch. We'll, of course, do a full stretch later after we've done our resistance training portion. Just getting a little more movement for now. Good. Last one each way. And then if you are comfortable with both arms overhead, our last move with the dowel for now is a side to side, a bit of release. So coming side, a little bit of side flexion, back to center, over to that other side, one more time each side. Great. And then we're bringing that dowel down. We are finished with that for today. I'm going to grab another drink of water and one weight. Great. So today I have a few different exercises planned for you today. We are going to change our tempo a little bit for these as well. And our focus is on either a push or a pull sequence through the exercise, adding in a bit of focus on breathing as well when we slow things down. So our first one I have for you is a lat pull down, which is a little bit difficult to do just from a muscle focus perspective with a weight, but we're going to do our best with this one today. We're going to be shoulders back and down. One hand can be on your lap for stability if you need it. We are going to be up overhead to start, And you can imagine that you're grabbing onto the weight now, even though it's in your hand the whole time, and you're pulling it down. And that pull down is our lat muscle turning on, shoulder away from your ear. So we're going to do that 10 times. Our start position is up above our head. Doesn't have to be all the way extended arm, and then pull down. So that's 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, squeeze and pull. Last one. Good. All right, you can shake that one out. We are moving on to the other side. Shoulder is low, arm is out to the side, elbow extends, or at least arm comes up overhead, and then elbow bends to pull that arm down close to your body. Starting point is up overhead. Let's do 10 of those. We'll go 10, 9, really focusing on this squeeze, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and last one here. Great. All right, we are going to come back to that exercise just 3 more times per side. If you found that fatigued the muscles and you would like to do these next 3 per side without the weight, that is totally fine. I just thought I'd spend a little bit of time talking about breathing when it comes to exercise, or really just picking up a heavy object, regardless of whether it's in the context of an exercise class or not. But the most ideal thing when you're moving slowly through resistance training is to take a breath out on exertion and a breath in on the release of the muscle, or the return to your start position. So as I had said, the start position with these lat pull downs is up overhead. So if you want to join me for this one, we'll just do 3 per side. It will be a breath out as your arm pulls down, and a breath in to return to your start position. 2 more. Breath out and in. And last one, breath out and in. Good, bring that weight down. We'll do the same on the other side. This, of course, works best if we are moving slow through the exercises. So when we're moving faster, my focus is not on that breathing technique necessarily. But for slower exercises, it is ideal, and especially when the weight is heavy. So shoulders are set, arm is out to the side and extended to begin with. We're taking a breath out as we pull down, contract, and then a breath in to release. 2 more. And last one. Great. All right, we are going back to the first side you used. And we're going to do a variation of this exercise that is now the push function instead of the pull function. So our starting point is now beside the weight beside our shoulder to the front. And my elbow is going to be facing forward for this one, as opposed to rotated off to the side. So this one is our push function to push away up overhead and then return back to our start position. So let's do 10 like this, just regular tempo. We'll go 10, 9, 8, 7, 6. The focus is on front shoulder. 5, 4, 3, 2, and last one here. Excellent. Switching over to that other side, making sure your shoulders are away from your ears as you set up for that second side. Weight close to your shoulder, elbow facing forward, pushing that weight up, shoulder muscles working, returning. We'll go 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and last one here. Excellent. And just like we did on the last exercise, we're going to slow it down for 3 per side. If you find that your shoulder is fatigued from doing that and you want to do range without the weight, you can do that as well. I'm going to do that for this set here. So focused on breathing means that our exhale for this particular exercise is as our arm presses upwards, and our inhale is on the way back. So 3 times it will look like this: exhale and inhale. 2 more. And last one. Great. We're doing the same thing on the other side, with or without the weight, up to you. I will demo without the weight on both sides for this exercise. So slowing this one down enough that we can focus on our breathing. It's an exhale on the way up and an inhale on the way down. 2 more times. And last one. Great. All right, weight back in hand. If you are using one today, we are doing another pulling exercise next. I will let you decide for this one if you are going to be nice and upright, or if you are going to hinge. You're always welcome to set a pillow on your lap for a little bit of support if you choose the hinging mode. So from here, shoulder is low. Our start point is the weight extended slightly above your knee. We are rowing that weight into our hip or to our low rib cage, no higher. So we are going to do 10 times that, thinking about the pull function for 10, 9, 8, 7. Shoulder blade pulls to backbone. Let's do 4, 3, 2, and last one. Good. Bring that weight to the other side. We are doing the same thing there. I will demo this side from a hinged position, meaning that perhaps you will be starting with the weight just a little bit lower, maybe at knee level or slightly lower than that, and extended out front. So we're going to go 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and last one here. Just like the other 2 exercises that we were doing, we are going to slow it down for 3 per side as well, and just focus a little bit more on breathing as we do the same exercise. So whether you are upright for this exercise or slightly hinged, you can choose which is best for you. Shoulder is low. Our start position is extended out front, which means that our work phase, where we take a breath out, is as we pull into our hip, and then our release phase, breath in. So let's do 3 now. And 1. Great. And then you'll do the same on the other side. I'll do this one from a hinged position as well, just for demo. So we'll go 2 and 1. All right. Sitting nice and tall again, back to the weight in that first hand. I'd like to use some rear shoulder muscles next. So this one setup is very similar to the exercise that we just did. The weight will just be moving in a slightly different pattern. So shoulder is low, weight is out front at about knee level. And this time I want to engage my rear shoulder muscles to pull that weight diagonally back. So there's no right, correct stopping point. You're listening to your own shoulder, of course, to find a comfortable range for this one. So set in place, ready to go for 10. We'll go out for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. I didn't cue a hinged option for this particular exercise. If you do, or if you were already hinged, that is totally fine. I'm going to stay upright for this one as well on this side though. So shoulders are low, weight is extended out front. 1 demo, pulling back, focused on that rear shoulder, and then getting ready to do 10. Here we go. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and last one here. Excellent. Shoulders are set. Weight is back in your starting hand. We will continue with the breathing exercise. So slowing this one down 3 times per side. Our starting point was out front, just like the last exercise. So our work phase, or the time when we exhale, is coming out to the back and then returning to the front. So let's do 3 now. 3, 2, and 1. Great, and then you'll do the same on the other side, starting with extension, shoulders set into position to the front, and then pressing back behind, breath out, breath in. Let's do 3 more. 2, and 1. Great. All right. So we've used mostly back body today, actually, for our exercises, and I think we'll finish off with that as well. So we're going to do triceps as our last exercise today. I'm going to let you decide. We have 2 different choices for this exercise, and if your shoulder does not like being overhead, or you're not comfortable with overhead exercises, you are going to choose the rear extension option, so tricep kickback, or overhead is your other option. So I'm going to demo both quick, and then you can choose which one you want for your set of 10. So you can either be full extension, tricep kickback behind you, pressing back, or arm is up overhead, fully extended, holding onto that elbow for a little bit of guidance, guiding that weight down, pressing it back to the ceiling using our triceps. So I'll let you decide which of those 2 you would like to do. On this side, I'm going to stay with my arm low and do tricep kickbacks. With the kickbacks, you also have the option of hinging. So that's another way that you can get a little bit more resistance. So here we go for 10. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Great. Resetting that one. You're certainly welcome to do the same on the other side, of course, whichever way you chose. I'll demo the other way for this set. So I will go up overhead, holding on for a little bit of support, going up for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Great. Bring that weight down. Let's all keep the weight down for the breathing portion of this, just so it's a little bit easier on the shoulders. So back to the weight in the first hand. Our work phase is as that weight presses back behind us. So that is the breath out, and then return with a breath in. Getting ready to do 3 of those. And 1. Great. And then you'll do the same on the other side. So slowing it down, doing a breath out, extension, breath in to return. 2 more. And last one. All right. I'm just going to sneak in one core exercise, purely core exercise. We've used our core a lot throughout today, but we'll do this one before we get ready to stretch. Weight is always optional. I'm going to keep my weight in hand and just set it extended down by my hip, keeping our hips nice and even on our chair. So maybe you hold on for a little bit of stability with your free hand. And we are going to do some oblique work here. So you are going to slightly side flex towards the side holding the weight, and then use your oblique muscles to bring you back up tall again. So we're just moving towards that weighted side right now and back to center. Good. We're going to do 2 more. And 1. I'm not going to incorporate that slower breathing exercise in this one today, but you are certainly welcome to do that either now or in future when you do this exercise. So again, hips nice and even on your chair, holding on for a bit of extra stability with your free hand if you need it. Small side flex, oblique muscles pick you back up to neutral position. So flexing towards that weight in your hand, coming back up tall. Yeah, let's do 2 more. And last one here. Excellent. We are all done with the weights for today. You can set that down and we're all ready to get into some stretching. So because we worked mostly back body today, that is what we will be focusing on for our stretch as well, but some chest too. So why don't we start with our triceps, which is one of the last exercises that we did. This one, this stretch will be dependent on your shoulder. So you can go cross body, patting your shoulder on the opposite side, and then pulling your elbow across. This doesn't target just the tricep, but we do get some tricep stretch in here. Or you can be up overhead, reaching for your same side shoulder, adding a little bit of gentle pressure to that upper arm to bring your elbow up higher. If you're doing this one, just check in and see that your head and neck are still in a neutral position and you haven't tried to get out of the way of that arm. If you find that you're doing that, I would rather you come back to do the lower stretch instead. So whichever way you're choosing, just hanging out in this stretch, focusing on some nice big breaths in and out, and a little bit of release through those triceps. Good. You can unwind yourself from that side and we'll get ready to do the other. So perhaps on this side, you already know which is your best stretch. You can be up overhead, reaching for that same side shoulder, or you can be across body, reaching for the opposite shoulder, whichever you prefer. And we'll hang out here for a few nice big breaths in and out as well as we release through our tricep. Great. You can release that arm down. We're going back to the first side again. This time we will stay lower for this stretch with an extended arm. So reaching that arm out front and then extending it as you pull it across with an extended elbow. This one will be more of a rear shoulder stretch and perhaps in through the muscles that sit between your shoulder blade and backbone, your rhomboids. Let's do a little bit of multitasking while we're here and get a little bit of a neck stretch. So if you want to shoulder check towards your extended arm, we'll get a little bit of neck stretch here. Good, and then release that side. We'll do the same on the other side. So reaching forward, shoulder is low. Bringing that arm across body with an extended elbow. Releasing through rear shoulder muscles and in through your rhomboids, and then adding in that shoulder check towards the extended hand. Great. You can release that one back to center. For our next one, we're either going to interlace our hands or take one hand over top of the other, whichever is more comfortable for you, to open up to the front, opening your palms up to the front and bringing them back to your body. You can stay upright for this one the whole time. We're actually going to hold this into position in a moment. So a little bit like the cat stretch. Shoulders come away from, shoulder blades come away from each other a little bit. Still focused on nice tall posture though. I don't want to roll through my spine for this one, round through my spine. Maybe taking a big enough breath in that you feel like you get a little more space between your two shoulder blades. Good, you can bring that back. We're going to move through a little bit more motion this time. If you are enjoying the hinge and you would like to do a little bit more hinging, you might open up your hands and hinge as you come into a long stretch to the front and then return back to a seated position. Maybe you add in a big breath out as you stretch forward and a breath in to return. If you need to add an extra breath to that, of course, that is just fine. And last one. Great, we were getting a little bit of passive stretch through our inner forearms with that. Let's do our outer forearms a little bit as well. So if you want to take one hand extended forward, make a fist, and then roll that fist inward slightly. Just grab on with the other hand and pull it just gently in towards your body. Maybe you find that there's one part of your forearm that is more tight than another. If you were to move, rotate through your wrist and move your fist slightly more down towards the ground or slightly more up towards the ceiling, if that feels like a better stretch, just hang out there for a moment. Good, and then release that. We will do the same on the other side. So extending your arm out, making a fist, rolling that fist into center and grabbing on for a little bit of resistance for the stretch with that opposite hand. And again, if you find that there's one spot that's a little more tight and you want to hang out there, perhaps it's with your palm rotated slightly up or slightly down. You can find that spot and stay there for a moment. Good, and then release that one. All right, so we are near the end of class. We are going to go back to focusing on our breathing, and I might add in a little bit more neck release as well. So I will let you decide whether you close your eyes now or whether you prefer to keep them open. And we will focus first on our posture, bringing that crown of our head a little closer to the ceiling with a breath in and releasing with a full breath out. So nice even breaths in and out. Good. And then our focus will be at our chest. So getting expansion through your chest with a breath in and releasing with a breath out. If you want to add a little bit more neck stretch at the same time, you can drop your ear towards one shoulder. And then bring it back to center and drop towards the other shoulder. And then taking our hand to our belly, we will just do 2 nice even breaths in and out like that. Belly fills up like a balloon, and then belly button squeezes towards the backbone using those core muscles. And again. Great. If you have your eyes closed, you can open your eyes now. We will finish class as I always do with 3 big breaths in, starting down low, reaching towards the ceiling. 2 more. And last one. Thanks for joining me today. If you want to stay and have a chat, I am hanging out here for a few minutes, so you're welcome to turn on your camera. That's okay.
Okay, then I'll see you guys next week.
All right. Thanks, everyone. See you again.